work that we do, but I didn't talk about who we serve. So in all of our developments, we house about 62% of folks that are families. This specific development is going to be for people that have experienced homelessness as individuals. So I think I've heard a couple of you mention that, why don't we have families, or how can we help families? And so keep in mind, Works is a nonprofit, so I'm not getting rich doing this, right? Like, this is work that I'm passionate about, that our team is passionate about. All of the partners that I've mentioned earlier are really passionate about just ending homelessness, right, and providing affordable housing. And I'll just share with you too, like a personal experience in terms of affordable housing, right? Like, I have 2 kids, they're adults, and one of them has moved out of state because they can't afford to live here. So I get it. I get that affordable housing is a real issue. The other thing that I want to respond to in terms of, people that are already living on the street. Works was started so that we could be a part of the solution, right? Like, our goal is to make sure that we are trying to get those people that are sleeping on park benches, that are sleeping on the sides of freeways, that are sleeping in Denny's parking lot, right? We want to bring them in out of their cars. We want to bring them from those places into housing, right? So then they become productive members of society, right? So all of the things that you talked about, right? Like, no one wants to see those things. No one wants to experience those things, especially the people that are experiencing it with homelessness. So our responsibility as Works, if we've taken this on, is to help be a part of that solution. So hopefully that helps. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a very limited time, so I know this is you're on the hot seat, but this is not geared towards you. I have served in local government for over 12 and a half years. This is my only experience. If you let Sacramento or your county take the lead, it will definitely fail, at least on this issue. Because for the last how many decades, the homeless population has grew over 10 times. And how many billions of dollars were put in to help them? So it seems to me more money that they put in, more homeless people that we have. Yes. And then I look at your slide very carefully, and I listen to your presentation very carefully. Mm-hmm. One thing stuck out to me was at the beginning of the speech you said, this area was safe.
No, I didn't say it was. I said I lived here.
You said that
when I lived here, I loved it because it was a safe place to live.
So my question is,
when I lived here, not because of now it was. I don't live here now. So
I heard you. So,
okay.
But one slide that jumped out to me is you serve 62% of families, 23% senior, and 15% homeless. It seems to me, and then you require them to pay some kind of fee. I've helped homeless organizations, for many years, over a decade. Mm-hmm. I've been to downtown LA many times. I could not find a handful of people can afford to pay the rent. So it seems to me you're not really addressing the homelessness issue. This is a welfare issue for certain individuals. I think even if you evict them, they're not going to be able to, that's even worse because where they're going to go? They're going to go back to the street. So evicting is not, I want you to answer those. And in addition to that, I heard you talk about security within the compound. Again, somebody mentioned about the working with the sheriff, but you have not addressed anything about how about the community. The safety of the community has not been addressed at all. So I think you have to address that. So one of the things I only have a few minutes, but the more you ask a question, the more questions that people is going to have. So I hope that you would take this seriously. I know that you have your heart, you want to solve it. Government is here to serve and protect. If by solving a problem, create more problem, best not to do that. Better have somebody that could really solve, or I think the best thing is change some head in Sacramento, change some head in Logan County, because I think there are many individuals that I work with in my city. You're not going to find homeless. If they're homeless, we can help them. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you, almost every city will not have the resource that they cannot even give $1 to a homeless person because this is by law. Cities not able to do that. So look at your communities. If you have this issue, and then they're here to stay, they're going to attract certain crowds. When they attract certain crowds, even if then it doesn't matter what you do, it's going to create other issues. So hopefully you can address some of the questions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.